Hi everyone. It is indeed my pleasure to be here and to share my thoughts on how Gentari's vision to accelerate energy transition towards net zero. Before I introduce Gentari, before I go there, I think one thing I picked from Mr. Mukesh's presentation was how oil industry is looking at how the oil growth will be and how Randstad's research is showing that the future could be very different. I think a lot of it is coming from stakeholder management, I would say, because you can't say that it suddenly will dip and the future that we are envisioning. Let's say Mr. Subramanian was saying 2047 will be 100% net zero. I think it can be much earlier. To give an example, today, for example. I realized the weather is drastically, nice today, just because the electric cap, and I'll come to the technology risk about EVs for now. Suddenly, the AC was not functional, so I was forced to open the window and realize it's actually very windy and nice, which is not the case we typically see in Delhi. Delhi, if you look at, we have quite a few days where we hit more than 40. Quite a few days we are freezing. We might miss the winters this time, how the weather is going. But fact of the matter is we are all used to air conditioning. Be it in our home, be it in our cab, be it in cars, or be it in our offices. Now, as we look at transitioning, I just want to imagine a future 10 years from now or 20 years from now when all the cars will be run on green energy. Another pleasant part of would be, one reason why even if the weather is nice, we will not open our windows is because the sound pollution, the overall, we just don't open it these days. But I think when I see that going forward, the temperatures will become manageable and we'll be able to enjoy the weather. Now coming to what we do as Gentari. So Gentari was launched Gentari was launched in November 2020 when Petronas basically said that as an oil and gas major, we would target to be net zero by 2050. It's kind of very difficult to imagine again. But then 2022 we followed up by structuring an entire company around our energy ambitions, energy transition to net zero. So Gentari was born last year, where we house, across the platform, there are three segments, three verticals rather. One is renewable energy, where we focus on generating clean energy from solar and wind. The second vertical is hydrogen, where ambition is to be the go-to partner in clean hydrogen, to help industries transition to cleaner generation of their products. And finally, the third vertical is green mobility. Now, green mobility is obviously electric vehicles and charging infra. Where we are doing is we are also setting up charging infra, which is fast charging network across India and Malaysia, which is the core market. Also South Asia basically, and Asia Pacific. Additionally, when we talk about how to transition things faster. Now, taking an example on the Delhi's, or rather the government's push around FAME 2 subsidies, the charging infra guidelines, and also state push. For example, Delhi, which has the worst pollution in India, has taken many aggressive steps to accelerate this adoption, right? So that we can reach somewhere in 10 years instead of 20. Capital subsidies one. No entry permits, exemption for electric vehicles is one. If you look at cargo segments, you have the new aggregator policy, which kind of forces your cab aggregators like Uber or e-commerce players like Amazon to kind of adopt electric vehicles much faster. Now, as Gentari, how do we kind of help that and make it even faster? Is by doing three things. We work with stakeholders and we take away the constraints that are currently, creating bottlenecks in adoption. A lot of people do not understand the technology risks. They can see all the calculations that, buying an EV will save them money, but a big fear of them is what if the battery stops working after the warranty is over, especially for commercial segment where the warranties do not cover the lifetime. Second concern they have is on the scalability of this, because banks and NBFCs currently also do not understand the aftermarket properly. So what happens if a customer defaults? So the interest rates are relatively higher than ICE vehicles. So these two things we take away by giving our customers flexible subscriptions. It's not leases. So what we do is, take the electric vehicle, use it, and pay for it in a monthly basis. If you don't like it, give it back. So that's where we take the product risk. We ensure that the product works, and we work with the OEMs, to bring the right product to the masses. Today we are in 3-wheeler and cargo and 4-wheeler cargo. For example, Tata Ace EV. We'll be starting with Ashok Leyland. I was looking forward if Mr. Gopi could have made this. Then we are also started in the passenger cab segment, where we are working with airport taxi operators and cab aggregators for Uber. And we are also exploring trucks and buses, electric right now, because some of these vehicles are already available. So this is one of the main things that we do. So today we have more than 2,000 vehicles on the road, and which are being run by our customers to deliver cleaner, as a cleaner mechanism to deliver the goods and services. Second, of course, we are working with other charge point operators to aggregate a lot of demand. So enable a lot of access for our customers. So we work with the leading charge point operators, and help expand the reach, and we are also setting up our own charging infra. So a lot of work that Gentari Green Mobility are is doing in India is very operational in nature. It's about executing on the next stage. So yeah, that's the brief from our end. Yeah, thanks for your attention.